welcome to my channel. It's Hazy Simmer here. Today we have another episode of Dragon Age Origins. All right, so what we're going to do is kind of like explore the camp a bit and talk to everyone. So we're going to start off with Alistair
What do
because
you
he's
need?
also a Grade Warden. So we're going to say, I'd like to ask
Ask
you
away.
something. What can Templars do?
Essentially, they're trained to fight. The Chantry would tell you that the Templars exist simply to defend. But don't let them fool you. They're an army. The other main purpose for a Templar is, of course, to hunt mages. To that end, we train in talents that drain mana and disrupt spells.
So could other learn these talents?
Perhaps, but there usually isn't much of an opportunity. The Chantry keeps a close rein on its Templars. We are given lyrium to help develop our magical talents, you see. Which means we become addicted. And since the Chantry controls the lyrium trade with the dwarves, well, I'm sure you can put two and two together.
So were you addicted to this lyrium?
Thankfully, no. You only start receiving lyrium once you've taken your vows. You don't need lyrium in order to learn the Templar talents. Lyrium just makes Templars' talents more effective, or so I was told. Maybe it doesn't even do that. The Chantry usually doesn't let their Templars get away either, so they can spread their secrets. I'm a bit of an exception. Lucky me.
All right, so I kind of want to talk some more to Alistair.
What do you need? Ask away.
Can you teach others to be Templars?
I suppose I could, but I really would rather not. When the Grand Cleric let Duncan recruit me, she made me swear never to reveal Templar secrets outside of the Chantry. I'd rather not go back on my word.
Very well, I respect your word.
Ask me later, perhaps. Maybe I'll change my mind. This is not something small you're asking, after all.
All right.
What do you need? Ask away.
Tell me about the Grey Wardens.
Such as they are.
Where are the nearest Grey Wardens from here?
That's a good question. There's plenty in Orlais, but who knows where they might be found. And the nearest Orlesian city is weeks away. If we go north and cross the sea, there's bound to be some in the Free Marches. Again, however, I just don't know where. I don't know anything about Grey Wardens in other lands.
Is there a headquarters somewhere?
Here in Ferelden, there's our compound in Denerim at the palace, but that's it. Loghain will have control over that and be watching it, no doubt. Beyond that, the only place I know of is Weishaupt Fortress. That's the headquarters of all Grey Wardens in the Anderfeld, 1,000 miles from here. But I've no idea how to even contact them. So unless we try to get back to the compound in Denerim, I suppose the answer is no. There's nowhere for us to go.
So what happens now that there's just the two of us?
I imagine that eventually the Grey Wardens outside of Ferelden will wonder what's happened. Why there's no contact from Duncan.
I assume they're having the dreams too.
They'll send someone eventually. Though who knows what Loghain's people in Denerim will tell them. Maybe they won't send anyone. We could try to contact them. But that would mean leaving Ferelden, and even if we did, they couldn't come back with us in time to stop the Blight. So that means whatever happens, it's up to us.
Will we need to start rebuilding the Order?
I mean, eventually we would have to use the joining to make more Grey Wardens, right? But I don't know how to do the joining, or what's involved. I know it involves lyrium and some other magic, and that it's really difficult to prepare, but that's it. Unless we can find out more about the joining, I guess we better get used to the idea that there might only be two of us for now. Until more come from elsewhere.
What would happen if we just left?
Just left? You mean just left Ferelden? I don't know. If there's an archdemon, however, we're supposed to be the only ones who can defeat it. And that means the Blight would grow unchecked. Eventually, other Grey Wardens in Orlais and other lands would hear about it, and they would come to fight it, but they wouldn't come in time to save Ferelden. There's no way. I'm not going anywhere.
I've got no more questions.
About the Grey Wardens, anyhow. Fair enough. What do you need?
I'd like to ask you something.
Ask away.
So how did you become a Grey Warden?
Same way you did. You drink some blood, you choke on it, and pass out. You haven't forgotten already, have you?
Haha, very funny.
I do my best. What can I say? Let's see, I was in the Chantry before. I trained for many years to become a Templar, in fact. That's where I learned most of my skills.
You don't seem like the religious sort.
You're telling me I was banished to the kitchens to scour the pots more times than I can count. And that's a lot. I can count pretty high. The Grand Cleric didn't want to let me go. Duncan was forced to conscript me, actually, and was she ever furious when he did. I thought she was going to have us both arrested. I was lucky.
Why did the Grand Cleric want to keep you?
I wondered that myself. Not as if she valued me highly. I think she just didn't want to give anything to the Grey Wardens. The Chantry didn't lose much. And I think I can do more fighting the Blight anyhow, rather than sitting in a temple somewhere. I'll always be thankful to Duncan for recruiting me. If it hadn't been for him, you know, I wouldn't have.
Oh, he was a good man.
He was. A good man who didn't deserve his fate. That much I'm sure of. Come on, let's go. I think I'm done talking.
I'm not.
What do you need? Ask away.
So you said this Arl Eamon raised you.
Did I say that? I meant that dogs raised me. Giant slobbering dogs from the Anderfels. A whole pack of them, in fact.
Really? That must have been very tough for them.
Well, they were flying dogs, you see. Surprisingly strict parents, too. And devout Andrastians to boot.
And these dogs sold you to the Chantry, I take it?
Oh, there you go, listening to me again. You'd think you'd have gotten past that already. I ended up in the Chantry, sure, but I didn't start there. Let's see, how do I explain this? I'm a bastard. And before you make any smart comments, I mean the fatherless kind. My mother was a serving girl in Redcliffe Castle who died when I was very young. Arl Eamon wasn't my father, but he took me in anyhow and put a roof over my head. He was good to me, and he didn't have to be. I respect the man, and I don't blame him anymore for sending me off to the Chantry once I was old enough.
He wasn't your father, so do you know who is?
I know who I was told was my father. He died even before my mother did, anyhow. It isn't important. Arl Eamon eventually married a young woman from Orlais, which caused all sorts of problems between him and the king because it was so soon after the war. But he loved her. Anyhow, then you, Arlessa, resented the rumors which pegged me as his bastard. They weren't true, but of course they existed. The Arl didn't care, but she did. So off I was packed to the nearest monastery at age 10, just as well. The Arlessa made sure the castle wasn't a home to me by that point. She despised me.
That is an awful thing to do to a child.
Maybe. She felt threatened by my presence, I can see that now. I can't say I blame her. She wondered if the rumors were true herself, I bet. I remember I had an amulet with Andraste's holy symbol on it. The only thing I had of my mother's. So furious at being sent away, I tore it off and threw it at the wall and it shattered. Stupid thing to do. The Arl came by the monastery a few times to see how I was, but I was stubborn. I hated it there. I blamed him for everything. And eventually, he just stopped coming.
Are you sure the Arl will help us?
I think so, yes. This news we've heard about him being sick disturbs me, though. I wonder if we won't discover that Loghain has come to the same conclusion as we have. Anyway, that's really all there is to the story.
Alrighty.
What do you need?
We're going to complete the whole conversation, Will. Why have you remained a Templar if you hate the Chantry?
Have you seen the uniform? It's not only stylish, but well made. I'm a sucker for good tailoring.
I don't ever think I've seen you wearing it.
I keep it hidden under my pillow. Sometimes I'll take it out just so I can hug it fondly and remember the good old days. Brings a tear to the eyes, you know.
Do all Templars make these jokes, or just you?
Oh, you know, between all the guilt and the hours spent in solemn prayer, any good Templar or priest is just bursting to tell a few good jokes when the opportunity arises. You don't really want to know about my being a Templar, do you? It's really quite boring.
Then make something more exciting.
You know, I like the way you think. But I guess if you're really curious, there's no harm in obliging. I have a couple of interesting looking ones I can show you later too, if you're interested. The truth of the matter is that I did hate going to the monastery. The initiates from poor families thought I put on airs, while the noble ones called me a bastard and ignored me. I felt like Arl Eamon had cast me off unwanted, and I was determined to be bitter. But I took some solace in the training itself, I guess. I was actually quite good at it.
I think I understand.
Using the abilities I have came after years of education and discipline that was difficult to achieve, if rewarding. The sword training and religious doctrine all came later. I never really felt at home anywhere, though, until I joined the Grey Wardens. And Duncan felt my Templar abilities might be useful for when we encountered Darkspawn magic, so I kept it up. What about you?
Smart.
Do you have anywhere you consider home?
Yeah, my home. I'm going to say I guess my home is with the Grey Wardens now, too, with you.
It is? I didn't know you felt that way.
She can't find her brother.
Be traveling like this, you know. Once the war is over, once the Blight is... Well, a time will come when we'll have to think about having a real home again. Though that seems like a far ways off. I suppose The Grey Wardens are gone for good. Either way.
They can always be rebuilt.
I suppose you're right. We can create new Grey Wardens, but we'll never get back those we lost. I wonder if it would ever feel the same. Anyhow, now I've sidetracked us. We'd better get back to what we're supposed to be doing right now.
No.
What do you need? Ask away.
Tell me about
Such
the
as they
Grey
are.
Wardens. Oh, no, we already
About
asked
the
that
Grey
question.
Wardens, anyhow. Fair enough. What do you need?
All right, so apparently we've asked all the questions we can with Alistair. Let's check our character record with him. We are in the middle still. We're very neutral. We need to get closer to liking us. I do have some gifts. But I need to see who the gifts are good for. So I'm just going to use my phone real fast and look that up because I don't want to waste a gift. Dragon Age Origins. Gifting. Guide. Okay. Sorry, guys. This is going to take a moment. I got to figure out where it is. Come on, stop. So Alistair's gifts are... All right, so I'm just going to type in this gift because this is going to take forever because this game really did have so many gifts you could give your companions. So gift is golden. Oh, of course my phone died. Yeah, small carved statue. I do think this is an Alistair. Oh, I thought that died. Okay, so I do know this is an Alistair gift. The statue.
I could get used to this, you know.
Awesome. I think wine and this. Yeah, all right. Yeah, that's good enough. All right, so silver bracelet. Oh, I can't remember who the silver bracelet goes to. I think it is Morgan.
A fine gift.
Ah,
You have my thanks.
maybe not.
A fine
That's
gift.
also
You have my thanks.
all right. If they belong to someone else, it's too bad now. All right, let's equip because he needs some kind of armor. We do need to still get him some feet. Let's go over here. Talk to Bodan and Sandal.
Ah, it's good to see you, my timely rescuer. Bodon Fennick, at your service, once again. I saw your camp and remember the kind offer that you made the last time we met. And is there anywhere safer for a poor merchant and his son to sleep? I think not. I'm perfectly willing to offer you a fine discount for the inconvenience of our presence. How does that sound? Good? Yes?
Oh, you are welcome to stay.
Wonderful. Thank the kind lady, won't you, boy?
Thank you, kind lady.
We won't be a bother to you and your companions, I assure you. If you should need enchantments, simply talk to my boy. Otherwise, come speak with me.
Awesome. Let's get this quest.
Hello.
The boy's a bit simple, but he's rather good with enchantments. One of those tranquil fellas actually called him what was it now? A savant. I had no idea such a thing existed.
What kind of enchantments does he do?
He can fold lyrium into almost any weapon or piece of armor, though naturally some of the more extravagant materials will take more lyrium than others. It's a process that some of the master smiths back in Orzammar will perform, but my boy here is just as adept at it. Isn't that right, boy?
Enchantment.
Mm-hmm.
There you have it.
Farewell. Alrighty, so let's go chat with Morgan because we would know her the most, her and Alistair. So we're going to start with them.
What do you wish of me?
I'd like to ask you
If you must.
something. Did you grow up in the Kokari Wilds?
Why do you ask me such questions? I do not probe you for pointless information, do I?
You could if you wanted to.
Oh, what luck. What is it you asked if I grew up in the wilds? A curious question. Where else would you picture me? For many years it was simply Flemeth and I. The wilds and its creatures were more real to me than Flemeth's tales of the world of man. In time I grew curious. I left the wilds to explore what lay beyond, never for long. Brief forays into a civilized wilderness.
All right, I heard all that. I just had to go get my water and plug up my phone. So I'm going to say, and you kept going on back to the wilds?
Would you not do the same? Your world is an unforgiving and cold place. The wilds I hail from is home to me, and I a natural denizen. For all that I had been taught, however, the truth of the civilized lands proved to be overwhelming. I was unfamiliar with so much. So confident and bold was I, yet there was much that Flemeth could never have prepared me for.
Very daring. Sounds just like you.
Equal parts daring and foolhardy, perhaps. Only once was I accused of being a witch of the wilds, and that by a chastened who happened to be travelling with a merchant caravan. He pointed and gasped, and began shouting in his strange language, and most assumed he was casting some curse upon me. I acted the terrified girl, and naturally, he was arrested.
That is quick thinking.
Men are always willing to believe two things about a woman. One, that she is weak, and two, that she finds him attractive.
I
I
mean,
played the weakling and battered my eyelashes at the captain of the guard. Child's play. The point being that I was able to move through human lands fairly easily. Whatever humans think a witch of the wild looks like, 'tis not I. Not that I did not have trouble. There are things about human society which have always puzzled me, such as the touching. Why all the touching for a simple greeting?
it's not a human society thing. You're in Ferelden.
Yes, yes, some men have painted lines across the maps. I've seen them. I'm sure the human world is very diverse, but the differences are mostly meaningless. There were many nuances that Flemeth could never tell me of. When to look into another's eyes, how to eat at a table, how to bargain without offending. None of these things I knew. I still do not understand it all, truth be told, but then I gave up long ago any hope of doing so. When I returned to the wilds last, I swore to Flemeth that I had no intention of leaving again.
Well, I'm glad it worked out this way at least.
Yes? Let's ignore the entire Darkspawn threat in the presence of a simpleton as your only other Grey Warden ally, then. Not that I lack appreciation for the intent of your comment. Thank you. Well, let's get on with it before the ground opens up and swallows us, yes?
All right, so that is the only conversation we're going to have with Morgan this time. Every time I'll have like a little bit more with her, but I do want to talk to our other companions. We did talk a lot to Alistair, but he is going to be our
Why are we
romance.
stopping?
Why are we stopping? We're working together. I think I should get to know you.
There are darkspawn to be fought. Is this delay needful?
I mean, we're sleeping. Are you all right? You were in a cage for weeks.
You are concerned. No need. I am fit enough to fight.
I've never seen a Quinari before. Tell me about your people.
No.
Please.
People are not simple. They cannot be summarized for easy reference in the manner of the elves are a lithe, pointy-eared people who excel at poverty.
Oh, wow, that's aggressive. Let me see. You said you were in the army.
I am.
Have you ever fought in a war?
I have always fought in war, human.
Wow. What do you mean by that?
My people have been at war since the moment we set foot in the Northern Islands.
So Kunari don't come from the islands?
We do now.
Where did you come from before?
Somewhere else.
Can you be more specific?
No.
Okay.
I was born in Seheron. Of the land we came from, I know nothing, not even its name. I do not see how this matters. Seheron and Parvolan are distant. Ferelden and the Darkspawn are immediate.
What's your hurry?
What a strange language you speak. You say hurry, where I would say duty.
Never mind.
As you wish.
Ooh, he is a hard one. I think you have to like give him all his gifts to get close to him. So let's get Leliana.
Yes?
I'd like to talk.
Well, here I am.
This vision of yours.
I knew this would come up sooner or later. I don't know how to explain, but I had a dream. In it, there was an impenetrable darkness. It was so dense, so real. And there was a noise, a terrible, ungodly noise. I stood on a peak and watched as the darkness consumed everything. And when the storm swallowed the last of the sun's light, I fell, and the darkness drew me in.
You dreamed of the blight?
I suppose I did. That was what the darkness was, no? When I woke, I went to the Chantry's gardens, as I always do. But that day, the rosebush in the corner had flowered. Everyone knew that bush was dead. It was grey and twisted and gnarled, the ugliest thing you ever saw. But there it was, a single beautiful rose. It was as though the Maker stretched out his hand to say, even in the midst of this darkness, there is hope and beauty. Have faith.
And this made you want to help me?
In my dream, I fell. Or maybe I jumped. I'd do anything to stop the blight. I know that we can do it. There are so many good things in the Maker's world. How can I sit by while the Blight devours everything?
I suppose I couldn't sit by either.
That is why you're a Grey Warden. Come, there's a Blight to stop.
Alrighty. Maybe we'll have one more conversation
Yes?
with Eliana. I'd like to talk.
Well, here I am.
What would someone like you be doing in Lothering?
What is meant by someone like me?
You don't seem to belong in a cloister.
Did you think I was always a cloistered sister? The Chantry provides succor and safe harbor to all who seek it. I chose to stay and become affirmed.
Affirmed?
We affirm our belief in the Maker, in Andraste and the Chant, but other than that, there are no vows taken.
What did you do before that?
I was a traveling minstrel in Orlais. Tales and songs were my life. I performed, and they rewarded me with applause and coin. And my skill in battle? Well, you pick up different skills when you travel, yes? Yes, of course. Let's move on.
Okay. That was secretive. Let's go talk to our dog and then pick up that last quest, and then we'll go somewhere.
Why, you little...
Are you harassing my dog?
Me? Harassing your dog? I should say it's the other way round. Your furry friend here took offence at me getting near his food. He snapped at me, look.
Well, he's a war dog.
Sometimes I forget that he's a war dog. That'll teach me.
Alrighty.
I once heard a really old legend about how the Hound warriors in the days of the old tribes would feed their Mabari the flesh of the vanquished. Well, that's what I heard anyway.
He doesn't seem to like it.
Sometimes be human flesh.
That's so
Oh,
cute.
like you can tell the difference. Oh, you know, maybe you've already been fed something. Someone.
Don't listen to Alistair. He's full of rubbish.
Hey!
I wish that would bond them too. All right, so we have some kind of merchant over here.
You're a hard woman to find. Where are my manners?
He looks shady.
Name is Levy. Levy Dryden. Did Duncan ever mention me? Levy of the coins? Levy the trader?
Greer, I've never heard of you.
Really? He never told you of old Levy? We've known each other for years. But here I am carrying on while you have a blight to stop. Don't want to waste your time. But you see, Duncan promised that together we'd look into something important for the Wardens. And for me. But poor Duncan's... well, no more. A tragedy it is, at that. But I know he would want his work carried on. His pledge fulfilled.
What kind of promise did Duncan make to you?
As you know, my family's name is mud around noble circles. My great-great-grandmother, Sophia Dryden, was the last Warden commander of Ferelden back when the Wardens were known as freeloaders. So King Arland banished the Wardens, and he took House Dryden's land and titles.
What happened next?
Hard to say. After King Arland died, there was a civil war, loads worse than this one, and our family was on the run, hunted by enemies, with nary a friend in the world. But Drydens are tough. We rebuilt, became merchants, and we never lost our pride.
Clearly. So what kind of favor did you ask of Duncan?
I asked for the truth. My family reveres Sophia Dryden. We know she died at the old Grey Warden base, Soldier's Peak. We want evidence to clear her name. It won't restore our land or our titles, but it'll restore our honour.
I've never heard of Soldier Peak.
Well, no one's been to Soldier's Peak since Arland's days. At least none that's come back. I've spent years mapping the maze of tunnels to the peak, and I found the way a few years back. So I went to Duncan, I did, and I said that he could reclaim the old base and my family could have its honour.
How will we reclaim this peak to help the Wardens?
Soldier's Peak has strategic and symbolic importance. Duncan said that it would be worth it right there. He also hoped to recover lost Warden history and perhaps a few old relics. No one knows what's up there now.
I will help you.
1,000 blessings upon you, Warden. I'll mark down the location on your map. When you arrive, we'll pick our way through the tunnels together.
I love this. This must be a DLC that I've never paid attention to, but that the idea of it for me is that after she goes to Redcliffe, because we will go there first, and because even though Alistair refers to us, because obviously we're the main character, I still think even though she's a Terran's daughter, she would refer to Alistair because he is technically her superior, even though he thinks he's not. But after we go to Redcliffe, maybe we'll do this quest because I don't think I've ever done it before. And because it would make sense, like they're going to want a headquarters now because they're collecting armies and you know what I mean? So we'll do that next. And yeah, let's go ahead and head out. All right, so we're going to
Yes.
take I'm gonna stick with
Indeed.
Yes.
non-mages, and we'll say that Morgan hangs out at the camp with our dog. All right, so this is us looking at the map for the first time. Denerim, Soldier's Peak. Man, that's so high. Van Lawrence Lands. Can we travel there? Sorry, some of this is new to me. Lothering, Plymouth Hut, Redcliffe Village, Suckler's Pass, Lake Callahan Docks. I want to know what these extra locations are. Let's say we go from, because we're at Lothering. Let's, our camp, we're going to say our camp's like right here. So let's go to Lawrence Land? I know Lake Callahan, we go there first to go to the circle. Take a closer look at the guards. The guards are wearing a uniform of Ban Lauren, a minor lord well known and loved for fluidity of his allegiances. Take a look at the unarmed man. You're surprised to recognize the uniform of King Kaelin's honor guard. A memory comes to you. You fought alongside this man at Ostagar. Join the fray. Oh! Oh my gosh. That scared me so bad because I'm sure I've seen this. I don't remember it. So it got me pretty good. Why are we all fighting the same person? Or no, she's just fighting the same person as me. Well, that was kind of annoying because I wanted her to fight someone else while I fought someone else, but okay. Man, that was so spookily. Let's get this death root. You guys not done? All right, what are we gonna do now? All right, let's loot the guy. Up close, the man's face is unmistakable. You remember him as Elric Mangry, a member of Kaelin's honor guard at Oscar and a close confidant of the king.
Thank you. But I didn't expect the band's men to notice my escape so quickly. I tried to hide here in the woods, but there wasn't time. And now I'm a dead man.
What do you mean there wasn't time?
You were there in Ostagar. You know how things went. For me, it was either this, or die in some darkspawn's belly, or be hung as a deserter.
You deserted?
I dare say most people think the same of you and me, if not worse.
I fled the battlefield when Loghain betrayed us. I abandoned my men, and they died. And Kaelin with them. He was my king, my friend, maker. All that time in Ban Loren's prison. And I couldn't stop thinking about all they suffered that one dark night at Ostagar.
It's not your fault they died.
I know. Even had Loghain's men not turned their backs on us, the Darkspawn were too many. Even Kaelin, for all his bravado, knew there would be no victory at Ostagar. The king entrusted me with the key to the royal arms chest. If anything were to happen to him, he said, it was vital I deliver it to the Wardens.
Do you still have the key?
The Maker has a sense of humour, doesn't he? I suppose it's for the best, however. Had I kept it, it would be in Ban Loren's hands by now.
Why am I not surprised? Is there someone else we should be bringing back from the brink of death instead?
I was afraid. I thought I would lose it on the battlefield, so I stashed it in the camp. Please, it's probably still there.
Do you think I should attempt to retrieve it?
If anyone can, it's you, Grey Warden. Ostagar's probably crawling with Darkspawn by now, and I'm afraid
This is
I would
how
not
we get
make
the
the
return to
journey. The key's
Ostagar.
behind a loose stone, the base of a statue. I'll draw a map for you, so you'll know where to search.
This is
You'll
how
be
we get
taking me
that
along, won't you?
DLC.
Call me sentimental, but I left behind some dark spawn that really deserve a sword through the middle.
It is vital that the king's documents do not fall into the wrong hands. As for Maric's sword, it is too powerful to be pawed at by those monsters. Same for the king's other arms and armor. And if you happen to find Kaelin's body, see it off. He was our king. He shouldn't be left to rot amidst the Darkspawn's filth.
And maybe they think they could bring the body back to help their cause. I don't know if that would make sense, but all right. So now we can return to Ostagar, but I think we are gonna Let's collect this quest too, because this is all DLC. That's what each one of these are. All right, let's go get the... All right, I want you to stay... Liliana, I don't want you to attack who I am attacking. It's really annoying. I want my own victory. Now I've like lost half my... You know what? I'm so sick of Liliana. Already making me mad.
Is that all you've got? I'll get on it.
I'm just gonna collect things. They're making me mad. Oh man, I didn't know you died, dude. Sorry. Well, it happens. We're playing for the story, not to be like overpowered,
Now's
amazing
better than later.
people at the game.
Yes?
I wasn't trying to talk to you. What do you know of this place?
Next to nothing, I'm afraid. Perhaps there is little to know about this place, or I simply have not discovered its secrets yet.
All right, bye. Okay.
You'll have to forgive me if I seem a bit nervous. Not many people travelling in this part of Ferelden. Of course, that's part of my problem, isn't it? Mule got spooked by a wisp and ran off into the woods. Now what do I do?
Oh, talk about trauma dumping. Are you asking me to find your mule?
Oh, no, I sent the elf to do that. I wouldn't dream of asking a stranger to do it. Allow me to introduce myself. Felix de Grosbois, merchant and entrepreneur at your service.
I'm Gur, pleased to meet you.
I don't normally take this route, but with the war, I was hoping for a bit of luck and good weather in the mountains. Sadly, I've had neither. Ugh, this trip has been one miserable disaster after another. I don't suppose you'd consider helping a fellow out?
How help a fella how?
Of all the other things that went wrong, the worst is this artifact I brought in Jada. It's a control rod, I'm told, for a golem. No point in me keeping it, however, as I'll never get to use it. But, maybe you could?
Sure. How much do you want for it?
Nothing. I just don't want to have to lug around something that might be taken for a gemstone by some bandit. To be honest, I don't even know if it'll be useful to you. I'd pay too much to simply throw it away.
All right, what does it do?
The dwarf I brought it from said it activates and controls a golem. So long as you have it in your hand, the golem does what you say. Might be useful, no? I mean, you look like the sort who could use one, yes?
Yes. What's the catch?
The catch? Yeah, I suppose it is a catch, isn't it? The catch is that the golem didn't come with the rod. It's supposed to be down in a village down south, waiting to be activated. Even if I could get down there, which I can't, I understand the place has been overrun by darkspawn. That's not such an issue for adventurous types like yourself, surely? Or I'm hoping that's so, at least.
How do you know this will... Yeah, I guess I could use it.
Just as
We'll
well.
just...
As I mentioned before, you'll find the golem down south, in a town called Honleith. I'll mark it here on your map. Just hold up the rod and say Dulaf Gar. That will wake the golem up, so I'm told. I hope it works.
Maybe we will do that before we do Redcliffe. I mean, Ostagar. Sounds good.
Best of luck to you then. Now, I guess it's up to me to find that mule myself.
All right, let's head on out, dudes. Oh yeah, we got to turn all the way back around, but we'll get this elf root. I'm gonna need to start making some potions. I don't remember how to do it, but I'll figure it out soon. Okay, let's go. Yes. All right, let's go to collect. Okay, that is just, so this is DLC, this is DLC, this is DLC. So let's go to Redcliffe now. Goodness.
You have coin, stranger? With Orzammar closed off, Old Tegger can get you a discount. Fine weapon and arms, dwarven made.
What's going on at Orzammar?
There's two things I'm here for. Travel or trade. Understand?
Let's see your wares. What am I supposed to get from him? Like, why did it stop me, or is this just random? I don't really know. This is a gift. I will take it. This is a gift. Oh yeah, and that's a gift. All right. Don't really want to upgrade anything right now. I like this one for Sven. I've bought it before in the past. Tone of skill. We don't have 12 gold, but I guess we could sell some items. I'm pretty satisfied Oh, crystals are a lot. Oh, yeah, but I also can use them on the golem. We'll keep it. So I want to keep the titled things because I would imagine she would. And I will be getting rid of none of that for sure. This kind of stuff because I am not making traps or anything. I'm just going to be doing a little bit of herbalism for health potions. All right.
You have coins, stranger? With Orzammar closed off, old Tegra can get you a discount.
I wonder
Fine weapon and arms, dwarven made.
what's going on at
There's two
Orzammar.
things I'm here for. Travel or trade. Understand?
All right. All right, so we can't get any more information
Now
from
settle
him.
later.
That's okay. Let's turn around and head out, please. All right, off to Red Cliff.
Look, can we talk for a moment? I need to tell you something. I should probably have told you earlier.
What's on your mind?
I told you before how Al Eamon raised me, right? That my mother was a serving girl at the castle and he took me in. The reason he did that was because, well, because my father was King Marek, which made Kaelin my half-brother, I suppose.
Does this make you heir to the throne?
Maker's breath, I hope not. I don't think so. You don't think so, do you? I'm a bastard. And nobody even knows about me. I would have told you, but it never really meant anything to me. I was inconvenient, a possible threat to Kaelin's rule, and so they kept me secret. I'd never talked about it to anyone. Everyone who knew either resented me for it or they coddled me. Even Duncan kept me out of the fighting because of it. I didn't want you to know as long as possible.
He just wanted to feel normal.
I'm sorry.
Does Loghain know? I think I understand. Does Loghain know?
Why wouldn't he? He was King Marek's best friend. I don't know if that means anything, though. I certainly never considered the idea that it might ever be important. At any rate, that's it. That's what I had to tell you.
That's why he's
I
hunting
thought you
us
should know
down.
about it.
Because we know what happened at our estate, and he's possibly the heir. So, you're heir to the throne. Then, are you sure you're not hiding anything else?
Besides my unholy love of fine cheeses and a minor obsession with my hair, no, that's it. Just the prince thing.
Oh, Prince. So I should call you Prince Alistair now?
No! Maker's breath. Just hearing that gives me a heart attack. It's not true, anyhow. I'm the son of a commoner. It was always made clear that the throne is not in my future. And that's fine by me. No, if there's an heir to be found, it's Al Eamon himself. He's not of royal blood, but he is Kaelin's uncle, and more importantly, very popular with the people. Though, if he's really as sick as we've heard, no, I don't want to think about that. I really don't. So there you have it. Now can we move on? And I'll just pretend you still think I'm some nobody who was too lucky to die with the rest of the Grey Wardens.
That's not really what you think, is it?
No, I suppose not. I don't feel very lucky at all, to be honest.
Oh. Now I want to talk to him again.
What do you need?
I'd like to ask you
Ask away.
something. Why did you keep your birthright a secret?
You never asked?
Do you want to... That's a cheap answer.
All right. If you want the full explanation, I'll give it to you. The thing is, I'm used to not telling anyone who didn't already know. It was always a secret. Even Duncan was the only Grey Warden who knew. And then after the battle, when I should have told you, I don't know, it seemed like it was too late by then. How do you just tell someone that?
It comes up, Alistair. You've been avoiding it.
Yes, well, I suppose part of me kind of liked you not knowing.
You enjoyed not telling me?
It's just that anyone who's ever found out has treated me differently afterwards. I was the bastard prince instead of just being Alistair. I know that must sound stupid to you, but I hate that it shaped my entire life. I never wanted it, and I certainly don't want to be king. The very idea of it terrifies me.
Don't want to be king? Why not?
Hello? Have you met me? I'm no leader of men. I don't want to be the person sitting on the throne and making decisions that affect the lives of others. It just isn't me. I guess I should be thankful that Al Eamon is far more likely to inherit the throne. If he's all right. I hope he's all right. For what it's worth, I'm sorry for not telling you sooner. I I guess I was just hoping that you would like me for who I am. It was a dumb thing to do.
Um, don't worry about it, Alistair. No harm done.
I guess it's kind of a relief that you know now. Let's go.
Alrighty. So I wish that upgraded us more, but it didn't.
I thought I saw travelers coming down the road, though I scarcely believed it. Have you come to help us?
What do you mean? Is there a problem?
So you don't know? Has nobody out there heard?
What are you talking about? Heard about what?
We're under attack. Monsters come out of the castle every night and attack us until dawn. Everyone's been fighting and dying. We've no army to defend us, no Arl and no king to send us help. So many are dead, and those left are terrified they're next.
Hold on, what is this evil that's attacking you?
I don't rightly know. I'm sorry, nobody does. I should take you to Ban Tegan. He's all that's holding us together. He'll want to see you.
Ban Tegan, Arlemon's brother. He's here.
Yes. It's not far, if you'll come with me.
It's Thomas, yes? And who are these people with you? They are obviously not simple travelers.
No, my lord. They just arrived, and I thought you would want to see them.
Well done, Thomas. Greetings, friends. My name is Tegan, Ban of Rainersphere, brother to the Arl.
I remember you, Ban Tegan, though the last time we met, I was a lot younger and covered in mud.
Covered in mud? Alistair? It is you, isn't it? You're alive! This is wonderful news.
Still alive, yes. Though not for long if Tern Loghain has anything to say about it.
Indeed. Loghain would have us believe all Grey Wardens died along with my nephew, amongst other things.
So you don't believe Loghain's lies?
What, that he pulled his men in order to save them? That Cailan risked everything in the name of glory? Hardly. Loghain calls the Grey Wardens traitors, murderers of the king. I don't believe it. It is an act of a desperate man. So, you are a Grey Warden as well? Is it possible we've met? You seem very familiar.
You may know my father, Taran Kuzlan.
Ah, yes, that's it, exactly. A pleasure to meet you indeed, though I wish it were under better circumstances. You're here to see my brother. Unfortunately, that might be a problem. Eamon is gravely ill. No one has heard from the castle in days. No guards patrol the walls, and no one has responded to my shouts. The attack started a few nights ago. Evil things surged from the castle. We drove them back, but many perished during the assault.
I can help you drive them back.
There are no Darkspawn here, and nothing to gain. It is a fool's errand.
If there's a chance to rescue the Earl, we have to try.
Yet helping these humans does nothing of the sort.
Thank you. Thank you. This means more to me than you can guess. Thomas, please tell Murdoch what transpired. Then return to your post.
Yes, my lord.
Now then, there is much to do before night falls. I put 2 men in charge of the defense outside. Murdoch, the village mayor, is outside the chantry. Sir Perth, one of Eamon's knights, is just up the cliff at the windmill, watching the castle. You may discuss with them the preparations for the coming battle.
I want to discuss the situation with you.
Of course.
You have some of Arl Eamon's knights here.
I have those few who returned from their quest. You know of this, yes?
The research for the Urn of Sacred Ash.
Yes, I question Isolde's decision to send so many knights in search of this relic. But I am a practical man, whereas she is a woman of great faith. Sir Perth was one of the knights sent on this quest. Perhaps you should speak to him if you wish to learn more.
What happens after the battle's over?
Hopefully we can find the source and stop it before it causes any more damage. With luck, we'll also find Eamon and be able to help him.
What are exactly these things attacking?
I do not know. They seem to be walking corpses, men with rotting flesh that continue to attack even with the gravest injuries. All I know is these things don't fall easily. You hack them to pieces and still they come.
Why are you in the chantry?
Sir Perth insists. He wants me to be with the villagers, so everyone he needs to protect is in one place. I don't mind, to be honest. The point of all this is to protect the villagers, and I can do that best here. This is the last line of defense, should things go amiss.
Do you need more men in here?
We could bring some men in to stand beside me, but I'd rather keep the monsters away from the villagers if possible.
I should get back.
Very well. Luck be with you, my friend.
And then I did want to ask him one more thing.
What do you need? There is not much daylight left.
I want to discuss the situation with you.
Of course.
Never mind.
Very well. Luck be with you, my friend.
Okay, yeah, so Sten does not like that we're doing this. Whoops. But I honestly don't think What's-Her-Face would like it either, so really it doesn't matter. Jetta. Let's collect this
These are
quest.
terrible times. These are
Okay,
terrible
never mind.
times.
I thought she was a part of a quest.
Sorry. Am I bothering you? I'll try to be more quiet.
Why are you crying?
Those things dragged my mother away. I don't know what happened to her, but I hear her screaming all the time. Everywhere.
How terrible. You poor thing. I wish there was something we could do to help.
Den
Now my
doesn't.
brother Bevan, he ran off. I don't know where he is. I'm so scared they got him too.
Don't worry, I'll look for him.
You will. Thank you so much. Please find him. I'm so scared, Father. What have we
Only
got to do?
one, Liliana. I deserve more than one. Yeah, so
Is this where Hugh?
You know, we don't have the men we
No
need.
sign of them coming back.
yeah,
They're
we
not,
are
just the
gonna
problem.
go
It's not
ahead
anything
and
they
stop
want.
recording here
Surprise attack
and save
before
the Battle of
Sunday.
Redcliffe for the next
Yes,
episode. Bye,
yes,
guys.
we do.